In the beginning of the drama, we are shown twin sisters. One of them, our female lead Daewoon, is a brilliant student who is going to university for the first time after topping her high school. Her elder sister Lily does her makeup because Daewoon has no interest in makeup or appearance. Unlike Daewoon, Lily is interested in singing, dancing, and makeup rather than studies, which is why she could not get admission to the same university. Lily tells Daewoon that since it is her first day at university, she should look beautiful so people do not bully her. Daewoon agrees. Their conversation shows how strong their bond is. Just then, their mother arrives and speaks lovingly to Daewoon, but tells Lily to stop focusing on makeup and pay attention to her studies. In the next scene, Daewoon arrives at university looking beautiful, but struggling to walk in high heels. At the same time, a car enters the campus at high speed. The driver is Hae-sung, our male lead. Hae-sung is about to hit Daewoon, but a senior student named Ming saves her just in time. His jacket gets dirty during the incident. As the car drives away, Ming becomes angry and tries to remember the car number so he can report the driver. Daewoon apologizes for his dirty jacket, but he tells her not to worry and asks if she is okay. After making sure she is fine, he leaves. Daewoon keeps looking at him because she is already impressed by him, then realizes she never asked his name. The scene shifts to the volleyball team, where Ming introduces himself to the juniors as the team captain. He clearly warns everyone not to call him Gorilla. Just then, the coach arrives and loudly calls him Gorilla. Ming gets so angry that he hits the ball hard enough to knock the coach unconscious. The students quickly rush the coach to the doctor. Meanwhile, we learn more about Hae-sung. He comes from a wealthy family, is very handsome, and extremely popular among girls. Later visits the teacher's office to fill out his admission form, where Daewoon is also present. While checking forms, a teacher recognizes Daewoon and reveals that she used to work at her high school. She praises Daewoon for being a topper and for choosing the difficult business department. Everyone, including Hae-sung, turns to look at her. After wishing her good luck, the teacher leaves. Daewoon finishes her form and walks out while talking to her mother on the phone. However, she accidentally drops her timetable near Hae-sung. He picks it up, looks at it, and smiles. Later, Daewoon notices two students wearing jackets similar to Ming's and follows them to the volleyball hall. There, she mistakes a student for a teacher, then a professor, and finally a back student, making him increasingly annoyed. He repeatedly explains that he is just a student. At that moment, Ming starts shouting at the students to stop wasting time and continue practicing. Daewoon asks them who the person shouting is. They tell her that he is their captain, Ming. Shocked, she accidentally says, Gorilla. Ming hears it and immediately shouts, asking who said that name. The two students quickly hide Daewoon behind them and claim that nobody said it. The scene then changes. As Hae-sung walks out of the college building, two girls suddenly run toward him shouting, Appa, Appa. In the next scene, two girls run toward Hae-sung and excitedly tell him that he is the son of the owner of KD Insurance Company and also a famous volleyball player. One of them even hugs him, while the other pushes her aside and asks for his autograph. Hae-sung smiles and says that they are all students, so there is no need for an autograph. The girl jokingly asks for a kiss instead. The chubby girl quickly pushes her away and says that she should be the one to get a kiss. Soon, many more girls gather around Hae-sung, taking pictures and trying to get his attention. Although he enjoys the popularity, he is also clearly annoyed by it. Meanwhile, Hae-sung meets his volleyball coach, who asks why he suddenly decided to quit volleyball. Besides being rich, handsome, and popular, Hae-sung is also a famous volleyball player. However, he now wants to focus on completing his studies, and the real reason behind this will be revealed later. Later, while packing his things in the team room, one of his friends asks if he is really leaving the team. Hae-sung replies that he wants to focus on studies and explains his usual strategy. He says that he always finds the smartest girls in class and sits with them because they help him study. According to him, after being impressed by his looks, they explain not only the important topic, but entire chapters, which helps him perform well in exams. He then reveals that he has already found such a girl in this college. On the other hand, Ming arrives at the house of the coach he accidentally hit with the volleyball earlier. The coach's daughter, Woo Bin, immediately starts beating him and scolding him for humiliating her father in front of everyone. Ming defends himself by saying that the coach insulted him first by calling him Gorilla, a nickname he hates. hesitate. This only makes Woo-bin angrier, and she continues hitting him. Just then, the coach comes outside and tells her not to hit her brother. Woo-bin refuses to accept him as family, but Ming says that no matter what she thinks, he considers her his sister and the coach his father. He sincerely apologizes for his behavior and even pretends to cry loudly. Seeing this, the coach forgives him and invites him inside. Ming immediately becomes cheerful and goes in while teasing Woo-bin, making her even more irritated. Inside the house, the coach talks about how he moved from coaching high school volleyball to college volleyball, but still cannot make his team successful. He wonders if all his players are useless. When he asks Ming for his opinion, Ming bluntly says that maybe the problem is the coach's teaching method, not the player. We then learn that their volleyball team has never won a single match. At that moment, Woo-bin reveals that the famous volleyball player Hae-sung has enrolled in their college. Hearing this, both Ming and the coach are shocked before becoming extremely excited. They believe that if Hae-sung joins their team, they will finally start winning matches. Because of this, Ming promises the coach that he will do whatever it takes to recruit Hae-sung into the team. Meanwhile, Hae-sung gets into his car and once again looks at Dae-woon's timetable. After noticing that it perfectly matches his own schedule, he smiles and says, "Wait for me." In the next scene, Dae-woon tells her sister Lily that she had a wonderful day because she found her first love. Lily is shocked and jokes that Dae-woon used to love books, not people. When Dae-woon reveals that the boy's name is Ming, Lily immediately starts calling him Gorilla. Despite that, Dae-woon sees him as her hero and decides that she will definitely date him. Dae-woon runs to Ming to thank him for saving her life and gives him a packet of milk. However, as soon as Ming notices Hae-sung, he pushes Dae-woon aside and rushes toward him. In the process, he drops the milk packet on the ground. Feeling hurt, Dae-woon quietly leaves. Meanwhile, Ming introduces himself to Hae-sung and invites him to join the volleyball team. When Hae-sung mistakenly calls him Gorilla, Ming gets angry but controls himself. He explains that he is the team captain and wants Hae-sung to become a member. Hae-sung asks why he should join, and Ming reminds him that he is a famous volleyball player. However, Hae-sung refuses and tries to leave. Ming stops him, reminding him to respect his senior. Hae-sung sarcastically apologizes and listens as Ming explains that their team desperately needs a setter. Hae-sung then reveals that if he wanted to continue volleyball, he would have stayed with the national team. Since he came to college to focus on studies, he has no intention of joining the volleyball team. After saying this, he walks away, followed by a crowd of girls, leaving Ming shocked that he was rejected. Later, Hae-sung enters his classroom. Although two girls ask him to sit beside them, he ignores them and sits next to Dae-woon. He asks whether she recognizes him. Dae-woon casually introduces herself and admits that she does not know who he is. Hae-sung is surprised because no girl has ever failed to recognize him before. When he asks again, Dae-woon mistakenly thinks he is talking about Ming and says, "Who? Gorilla?" Hae-sung quickly denies it and says he is not talking about him. At that moment, Ming appears outside the classroom window, repeatedly signaling Hae-sung to join the team, which only irritates him further. After class ends, Ming stops Hae-sung again and insists that he should at least watch the team's talent before rejecting them. Hae-sung repeats that he did not come to college to play volleyball. This time, Ming sincerely begs him to help the team. Since Dae-woon likes Ming, she also starts requesting Hae-sung on his behalf. Unable to refuse her, Hae-sung finally agrees to visit the volleyball hall. At the hall, everyone is shocked to see the famous volleyball player Hae-sung. However, Ming immediately orders them to continue practicing. As practice begins, Hae-sung notices how poorly the team perform. They struggle even to catch the ball properly, which frustrates Ming. Hae-sung comments that the team needs much more than just a setter. Ming insists that once Hae-sung joins, everyone will improve. However, Hae-sung says he has a class to attend and decides to leave. He also tells Dae-woon to come with him. Dae-woon refuses, claiming she does not have any class. In reality, she simply wants to stay and watch Ming. Hae-sung then points out that they share the same class schedule. Before she can argue, he grabs her and drags her away from the volleyball hall. As Hae-sung starts taking Dae-woon away, she keeps shouting, "No, I don't want to go," but he still takes her with him. Seeing both of them leaving together, Ming says, "Maybe bringing Hae-sung into our team is not going to be that easy." Next scene, Dae-woon suddenly looks at herself in the mirror and screams very loudly. which shocks everyone. Haesung asks, what happened? To this, she says, did I really go in front of Senior Ming with a face like this? Then she gets worried and starts hitting her head on the desk. Before her head could hit the desk, Haesung quickly puts his hand in front of it. After seeing all these actions of Daewon, he understands that she likes Ming. So he asks her, do you like Ming? To this, she says, yes, I have a crush on my Senior Ming. He is very cool. Do you know, when a car was about to hit me yesterday, Senior Ming came and saved me just like a hero. He is really very awesome. Hearing this, Haesung says, I see. Then let us make a deal. I will help you impress Ming, because one man can understand another man very well. In return, you can help me with my studies. Daewon happily agrees to this. Meanwhile, in the next scene, we are shown a washroom scene where the same two fangirls of Haesung were talking to each other. One girl says, how did Appa sit next to that loser Daewon today? She is not even at his standard. To this, the chubby girl says, exactly. How did he not notice me? Daewon is nothing compared to me. I am much more beautiful than her, and just look at my body shape. It is way better than her. Her friend was listening to all these things with a shocked expression. Just then, Daewon comes out from behind them, washes her hands, and leaves from there. Seeing her, both girls become shocked. After that, Daewon starts searching about Haesung to find out who he really is and why all the girls are crazy about him. After searching, she finds out that Haesung is a very famous Asian volleyball player who has even played matches at the national level. Just then, Haesung also comes there and starts talking to Daewon. Daewon says, you are a professional volleyball player, right? Hearing this, he says, wow, didn't you find out a little too quickly? So Daewon starts apologizing to him, but then asks, why did you stop playing volleyball? To this, he says, everyone in my family is involved in volleyball. My father, brothers, and even my cousin. So becoming a volleyball player while growing up in that environment was not a very big thing for me. But I am not happy doing all this. I am trying to find my own dream, and that is why I took admission in this university. Hearing this, Daewon starts calling Haesung cool. But he says, only you think that. My family calls me selfish and foolish. To this, Daewon says, no, this is really cool. Leaving everything behind and listening only to your heart and trying to find your dream. That is truly very cool. Hearing this, Haesung starts smiling. Next scene, we are shown Ming and his team, who were all exercising in the gym. One boy says, I do not know why Haesung cannot see the talent inside us. To this, Ming shouts and says, just stop it. After seeing the way all of you played in front of him today, it would be a huge thing even if some other player joined our team. Then one boy says, but no matter what happens, we have to bring Haesung into our team. Only then can something happen for us. All the others also support this idea. After that, all of them come outside Haesung's classroom and start watching him through the window. Ming says, if someone sees us like this, they will think that we are Haesung's fans. To this, one boy says, please do not think something like that about me. I am not interested in boys at all. Hearing this, Ming hits him and says, hey, neither are we. Meanwhile, all of them notice that Haesung is sitting with Daewon, studying and joking around with her. One boy asks, by the way, who is this girl who is always with Haesung? To this, Ming says, looking at them, they seem very close. So now we will have to keep an eye on this girl along with Haesung. Everyone agrees with this. Next scene, we see that now, besides their two classmates, Ming's two friends are also keeping an eye on Haesung and Daewon. But then the teacher catches them doing this and calls them to her office. One of them says, those two are not bad kids. They are innocent students. But the teacher says, maybe, but both of you look like criminals. Then she asks one of them, by the way, are you really a student? Hearing this, he angrily says, yes, I am only 19 years old. After that, Jinha and Woo Bin come outside. Jinha is upset because everyone keeps mistaking him for someone much older even though he is only 19. Woo Bin asks if he is okay, and he says that he is already used to it. However, he suddenly realizes that they failed to find out anything about Daewon and Haesung, so they have no answer for Ming. They immediately report everything to Ming. At first, he gets angry, but then says that he will handle it himself. Meanwhile, Ming waits outside the ladies' washroom. When a few girls come out and get frightened by his presence, he quickly hides his face. Then, as soon as Daewon comes out, he happily greets her. Daewon is surprised and asks how he knows her name, but Ming avoids answering. He then takes her outside and offers her several different drinks because he does not know which one she likes. After that, he asks whether she is Haesung's girlfriend. Daewon immediately denies it. Ming then gets to the point and asks her to convince Hae-sung to join the volleyball team. Hearing this, Dae-woon remembers that Hae-sung once said volleyball was never his dream. She feels that forcing him would be wrong. However, since this is the first favor Ming has ever asked from her, she also does not want to refuse him. So she comes up with an idea. She suggests organizing a volleyball match and promises to bring Hae-sung there. If Ming's team performs well and wins, Hae-sung might regain interest in volleyball and join the team. Ming loves the idea. Afterward, he starts training the team intensely and announces that they will face Woon's high school volleyball team the next day. He also visits the cheerleading team and asks them to support his team. At first, they refuse because Ming's team always loses. However, when he points out that this match is against a high school team, they finally agree. The next day, Ming reminds Dae-woon that her only job is to bring Hae-sung to watch the match. She agrees, although she has no idea how to convince him. In class, Dae-woon repeatedly asks Hae-sung to attend the match. Hae-sung immediately guesses that Ming put her up to it. She denies it at first, but eventually apologizes when he does not believe her. In the end, Hae-sung agrees to watch the match after class. Dae-woon becomes extremely happy and thanks him by calling him Appa. Hearing that, Hae-sung starts blushing because he has slowly begun to develop feelings for her. Meanwhile, the volleyball hall is prepared for the match. Woo-bin arrives with her high school team, and shortly afterward Hae-sung also enters. Seeing Hae-sung, Woo-bin becomes nervous and asks if he has joined Ming's team. Hae-sung reassures her that he is only there as a spectator. Relieved, Woo-bin warns her players that they must win the match no matter what. As the match is about to begin, Ming motivates his teammate, telling them that they must impress Hae-sung with a victory, so he will finally join their team. Everyone agrees. At the same time, Dae-woon silently prays for Ming's success. The match between Ming's team and the high school team begins. Unfortunately, Ming's team performs just as badly as always. Frustrated, Ming keeps shouting at his teammates while Hae-sung watches the chaos and laughs. Soon, it becomes break time, and the cheerleading team perform. Dae-woon watches their dance very carefully because she genuinely enjoys it. Hae-sung notices how focused she is and asks if she is okay, but she barely responds because all her attention remains on the cheerleaders. When the second half starts, Ming's team once again struggles badly and eventually suffers a heavy defeat against the high school students. Furious, Ming starts shouting after the match. Meanwhile, as the cheerleaders begin leaving, Dae-woon runs toward them and carefully observes them again. Curious, Hae-sung asks why she has been staring at them for so long. Dae-woon then reveals that she has finally found a way to get closer to Ming. She has decided to join the cheerleading team so that she can see him every single day. To this, Hae-sung says, "Why don't you directly confess your feelings to Ming?" But Dae-woon tells him that directly confessing her feelings would not be right. She says, "I want to impress Ming first." Hearing this, Hae-sung does not say anything and replies, "All right, as you wish, but I will always support you." Hearing this, Dae-woon becomes very happy. On the other hand, Ming was in a huge shock after losing the match. Woon says to him, "I already told you that you would never be able to defeat my team." Hearing this, he becomes even more upset. One member of Ming's team says, "I cannot believe that we college students lost to high school students." Hearing this, Ming lies down on the ground and starts crying very badly. He says, "This is so embarrassing." Next scene, we see Ming and his friend at Woon's house. Even there, Woon was making fun of Ming because of the match. Hearing this, Ming looks at her angrily. Seeing that, Woo-bin tells him to lower his eyes. After that, the two of them start arguing. Just then, Woo-bin shows Ming a video. The video was from the day when Ming came to Woo-bin and requested her to arrange a match between her high school team and his team. At that time, Ming had said that they badly needed Hae-sung, so they would definitely win the match. When Woo-bin refused, Ming proudly said, "Why? Are you scared of us? Take my challenge. We will definitely defeat you." After saying that, he started laughing proudly. But now, in the present, he had already lost to Woo-bin's team. Because of this, he becomes even more angry and says, "How dare you record my video?" To this, Woo-bin also starts saying all kinds of things to Ming. Meanwhile, the coach arrives there and asks Woo-bin, "Why are you shouting at Ming so much?" Seeing this chance, Ming runs to the coach and starts acting like he is crying very badly, as if Woo-bin had beaten him and made fun of his losing team. Seeing him act like this, everyone becomes shocked. Then Ming's friend says, "Captain is truly a professional actor. Today, I finally believe it." The coach calms Ming down and says, "Winning and losing are part of games, so there is no need for you to be sad." Just then, Woo Bin was about to tell the coach that Ming had lost badly to high school kids. But before she could say it, Ming quickly runs to her and shuts her up. He says, "If you say even one word, I will make your players disappear." Ming's friend also starts supporting him. After that, Ming once again looks at the coach while crying badly. The coach says, "You have grown up so much, but you still cry like a child." Next scene, we see Hae-sung and Dae-woon coming to college together. But then Dae-woon suddenly stops after seeing the cheerleading team audition poster. After looking at it, she becomes very excited. Hae-sung could not understand her behavior at all. After that, when their class gets over, Hae-sung asks Dae-woon a few questions, but she tells him, "I will explain everything later." Then she quickly leaves from there. Hae-sung starts wondering, what happened to her? Why is she in such a hurry today? Meanwhile, seeing a chance, Hae-sung's fangirls start coming toward him, but Hae-sung quickly runs away from there. Next scene, we see Dae-woon practicing dance in an empty classroom. Hae-sung secretly watches her and starts smiling. Then, as soon as he enters the classroom, Dae-woon gets scared after seeing him. But later, she starts practicing dance in front of Hae-sung. Watching her dance, Hae-sung was laughing inside because Dae-woon was dancing in a very funny way. After getting tired, she sits down on the floor. Hae-sung asks, "Are you okay?" To this, she says, "No, because I have to join the cheerleading team somehow, but I do not know how to dance at all for the audition." Then Hae-sung gently explains to Dae-woon, "Look, never give up. If you cannot do it the first time, then try a second time. If you cannot do it the second time, then try a third and fourth time as well. But never give up. Only then will you become a good dancer. And besides, I am always here to support you." After hearing all these things, Dae-woon starts getting impressed by Hae-sung. She thinks, "Hae-sung is such a good person. He always helps me." But then she immediately says to herself, "No matter what happens, I must not fall in love with Hae-sung because my first and true love is only Ming." After that, she comes to the volleyball hall and secretly starts watching Ming. At the same time, she was feeling very happy. Just then, one player comes there and asks Dae-woon, "What are you doing here?" Seeing this, Dae-woon quickly runs away from there. That player starts thinking, "Why was this girl staring at our captain?" Next scene, Dae-woon and Hae-sung are walking together. Meanwhile, Hae-sung asks Dae-woon where she would go first if she ever started dating Ming. Hearing this, Dae-woon remembers her mother's advice that the best first date is lunch because it reveals a person's manners. She tells Hae-sung that if she dates Ming, she will take him to lunch first. Hae-sung quietly listens without saying anything. Meanwhile, Ming is practicing with his teammates when Hae-sung suddenly approaches him and says that he wants to talk in private. This leaves Ming surprised. On the other hand, Dae-woon returns home and starts practicing dance again. Unfortunately, she twists her foot and falls, leaving her unable to stand properly. The next day, someone arrives at college wearing heavy makeup and looking completely different from Dae-woon's usual appearance. It is actually her elder sister Lily pretending to be her. At the same time, Ming and his teammates arrive. Mistaking Lily for Dae-woon, Ming compliments her appearance and says she looks much prettier today. His friends agree. Lily feels pleased but keeps quiet. Ming then thanks her for bringing Hae-sung to watch the volleyball match. Hearing this, Lily realizes that Ming is the same gorilla her sister likes and wonders why Dae-woon chose him instead of Hae-sung. Just then, Hae-sung arrives. Excited, Lily runs toward him, pushes Ming and the others aside, and suddenly hugs him. Everyone, including Hae-sung, is shocked. Hae-sung gently pushes her away and asks who she is. Lily simply laughs. In the next scene, Lily auditions for the cheerleading team while pretending to be Dae-woon. Since she is an excellent dancer, the judges immediately select her. Feeling proud, Lily comes outside, only to find Hae-sung waiting for her. He immediately asks where Dae-woon is. Lily admits that she is at home. Hae-sung then assumes that Dae-woon came up with a plan to cheat her way into the cheerleading team by sending someone else to audition. Angry and disappointed, he believes Dae-woon has deceived everyone. Lily becomes nervous and stays silent instead of explaining that the idea was entirely hers. As they leave the building, Hae-sung's fangirls run toward him and start talking to him. Already upset, Hae-sung brushes them aside and walks away. Watching this, Lily comments that he is arrogant. The fangirls become offended and demand to know why their oppa is angry. Lily argues back, which only makes them more annoyed. They accuse her of becoming arrogant just because Hae-sung sits with her and then try to attack her. Before they can hurt her, Ming suddenly appears, grabs one of the girl's hands, and protects Lily. He then smiles at her. Later, Ming insists on driving Lily home. During the ride, he tells her to wear a seatbelt, but she refuses and says she can handle it herself. After that, they continue their journey. Meanwhile, Hae-sung visits Dae-woon's house. After noticing her injured foot, he accuses her of being a cheater. He says that he believed she was different from everyone else, but she disappointed him by cheating her way into the cheerleading team just to get closer to Ming. Completely confused, Dae-woon asks what he is talking about because she knows nothing about it. At that moment, Lily and Ming arrive at the house. Seeing both sisters together, Ming is shocked and finally realizes that they are twins. Hae-sung also understands the truth but leaves without saying much. Afterward, Lily apologizes to Dae-woon and explains everything. She reveals that she pretended to be her in order to help her get into the cheerleading team and ended up causing the misunderstanding with Hae-sung. Lily apologizes to Dae-woon and explains that Hae-sung misunderstood everything. He thought the cheating plan was Dae-woon's idea, became very angry, and because Lily was scared, she could not tell him the truth. Just then, Ming arrives and asks which one of them is Dae-woon. Hearing this, both sisters become annoyed since they are already stressed because of the misunderstanding. Meanwhile, Hae-sung drives away in frustration while thinking that he may have been too harsh on Dae-woon. A flashback then reveals what happened earlier. Hae-sung had met Ming and told him that Dae-woon liked him a lot and was even joining the cheerleading team because of him. He asked Ming to give her a chance. Ming was surprised and asked if Dae-woon was Hae-sung's girlfriend, but Hae-sung denied it and said she was only his classmate. Hae-sung then requested Ming to take Dae-woon out for lunch. Ming agreed, but only on the condition that Hae-sung would come to the volleyball hall after class and help the team. Since Hae-sung only wanted to make Dae-woon happy, he accepted the deal. Back in the present, Hae-sung feels conflicted. On one hand, he wants Dae-woon to be happy with her crush, Ming. On the other hand, he has started developing feelings for her himself. Still, he tries to convince himself that helping her is the right thing to do because she has always helped him with his study. In the next scene, Dae-woon stands before the cheerleading team and honestly tells them the truth. She explains that the person who auditioned was actually her twin sister, not her. After hearing this, the team removes her name from the selection list and starts criticizing her. At that moment, Ming arrives and defends her. He explains that none of this was really Dae-woon's fault because she came forward and admitted everything herself. Although most members still refuse to give her another chance, one of them happens to be Ming's friend. Ming personally requests him to allow Dae-woon to audition again. After much persuasion, he finally agrees. The friend then asks why Ming is helping Dae-woon so much and whether she is his girlfriend. Ming immediately denies it. Later, Dae-woon sincerely thanks Ming for helping her. Ming casually suggests that they should go for lunch and complete their deal. Confused, Dae-woon asks what deal he means. During lunch, Ming explains everything. He reveals that Hae-sung made a deal with him. If Ming took Dae-woon out for lunch, Hae-sung would help the volleyball team after class. Hearing this, Dae-woon is shocked. She remembers telling Hae-sung that if she ever dated Ming, the first thing she wanted to do was have lunch with him. Realizing that Hae-sung arranged all of this for her happiness, she immediately runs off to find him. Even when Ming calls after her, she does not stop. When Dae-woon reaches the classroom, she notices that Hae-sung is avoiding her. She quietly sits beside him, but he immediately gets up and moves to a seat at the front. His fangirls become excited because Hae-sung is sitting near them, while Dae-woon is left confused and hurt by his behavior. She approaches him and explains that she will audition again using her own talent this time. She also asks if they can talk after class so she can clear up the misunderstanding. However, Hae-sung remains silent. Just then, the teacher enters, forcing Dae-woon to return to her seat. As soon as she leaves, Hae-sung's fangirls start speaking badly about her and warn him not to trust her innocent appearance. However, Hae-sung ignores everything they say and simply tells them to be quiet. They immediately fall silent. In the next scene, Hae-sung arrives at the volleyball hall where Ming and the team are practicing. However, instead of helping, he simply stands there without saying a word. Seeing this, the team members start wondering why he came at all if he has no intention of helping. Finally, Ming walks up to him and angrily reminds him about their deal. He points out that he already fulfilled his side of the agreement, so if Haesung only planned to stand there doing nothing, he should never have made the deal in the first place. Haesung coldly tells Ming that he never plays with losers. When Ming asks what he means, Haesung mocks the entire team, saying they cannot even defeat high school students and should be ashamed of themselves. The team members are shocked by his words. Ming becomes furious after hearing his teammates being insulted and immediately grabs Haesung's collar. Everyone tries to separate them, but Ming refuses to calm down. Soon afterward, Haesung leaves the volleyball hall. Although he is still upset, his mood improves when he notices Daewon sincerely practicing her dance. At that moment, his coach calls him and later comes to the university to meet him personally because he still wants Haesung to return to volleyball. However, Haesung cannot focus on the conversation because Daewon is nearby. He keeps glancing at her. When Daewon greets him, Haesung instantly becomes happy. The coach notices this and complains that Haesung is not paying attention. After apologizing, Haesung continues looking at Daewon. Finally, the coach jokingly tells him to stop pretending and just go sit with her. Haesung happily sits beside Daewon and asks about her injured leg. Meanwhile, the coach joins them for a while. As the coach leaves, he teasingly asks Haesung whether he likes Daewon because he keeps smiling whenever he looks at her. Haesung immediately starts blushing. Afterward, he keeps thinking about the coach's words and cannot stop smiling. Meanwhile, Haesung's fangirls spot him and run over. They ask where he is going, and when he says he is heading to the library and even invites them to come along, they become excited. However, one girl suddenly remembers that they do not have student IDs and therefore cannot enter the library. Sadly, they make up an excuse and refuse. After Haesung leaves, one of them dramatically cries, wishing she had studied harder so she could spend more time with him. In the next scene, Jinha and Wang meet Haesung. They honestly admit that their volleyball skills are poor despite trying their best. They explain that this is exactly why Ming wants Haesung to become their setter. They also tell him that Ming is deeply upset because of their recent argument and that the university's honor means everything to him. Since Haesung is now part of the same university, they believe he would not want to see the team keep losing either. When Haesung asks what they expect him to do, the two boys take him to a restaurant where Ming and the rest of the team are gathered. Ming's best friend becomes annoyed when he sees Haesung, but another teammate convinces him to sit down with them. Since Ming is heavily drunk, he accidentally reveals the truth about Daewon. He explains that the fake audition was actually Lily's idea and had nothing to do with Daewon. Hearing this, Haesung is stunned. He immediately realizes that he misunderstood Daewon and unfairly blamed her. The next morning, Ming is sleeping peacefully when one of his teammates wakes him up and reminds him that he has a volleyball competition against Haesung that day. Ming is shocked and rushes to the volleyball hall. Once there, he demands to know who challenged Haesung. Wang casually reveals that Ming himself issued the challenge while drunk. Hearing this, Ming becomes even more frustrated. However, after noticing the hall packed with girls, he points out that nobody usually comes to watch their matches. Yet, simply hearing Haesung's name was enough to fill the entire hall. Meanwhile, on the opposite side, several members of Ming's own team are standing with Haesung. Then Ming's best friend steps forward and says, "I am not here to support your team." At first, Ming's friend is confused about why he is standing on Haesung's side instead of Ming. Then another boy reminds him that while drunk, he himself chose Haesung's team and left Ming's side. Hearing this, he is completely shocked. Meanwhile, Haesung tells everyone to stop talking and begin the match. As soon as the game starts, he delivers a powerful shot that immediately knocks out one of Ming's teammates. Everyone, including Ming, is stunned by his skill. At the same time, Daewon arrives for her cheerleading audition. When the judges ask why she wants to join, she honestly says that she first wanted to do it to impress someone, but now she wants to prove that she never gives up. The judges ask her to perform, and she successfully completes the routine. Impressed by her determination and performance, they immediately accept her into the team. Daewon becomes extremely happy after getting selected. The first person she wants to share the news with is Haesung. However, she cannot find him in class or anywhere else on campus. While searching for him, a teacher informs her about the freshman party that night and insists that she attend. Daewon immediately asks whether Haesung will be there. After hearing that he will attend and is currently in the volleyball hall, she happily rushes there. When she reaches the hall, she sees Haesung enjoying the match. For the first time, she finds herself paying attention attention only to him instead of Ming. It becomes clear that her feelings are beginning to change. As Hae-sung smiles after winning the match, Dae-woon unknowingly smiles too. Later that night, everyone gathers for the freshman party. The teacher wonders why Hae-sung and Dae-woon are late. Just then, both of them arrive together. As punishment for being late, the students force them to do a love shot. When Dae-woon struggles to drink, Hae-sung takes her drink and finishes it himself. He even drinks the remaining drinks as well. At that moment, Woo Bin arrives. After noticing him, she deliberately steps on his foot and then pretends it was an accident. She repeatedly tries to throw him out of the house, but Ming refuses to leave. Instead, he desperately begs her not to send him away. Ming begs not to be thrown out and says that after losing to Hae-sung, he is too embarrassed to return to his hostel. Since it is already late, the coach allows him to stay the night. The next morning, Hae-sung comes to collect on a bet. Confused, Ming asks what bet he means. Hae-sung reminds him that while drunk, he promised to call Hae-sung senior if he lost the match. After confirming it with his friends, Ming becomes extremely embarrassed. That night, Ming drinks with Hae-sung again. Being drunk, he repeatedly calls Hae-sung his father, which everyone finds funny. By now, Hae-sung has started enjoying spending time with the team. Meanwhile, Dae-woon arrives because she needs to discuss something important with Hae-sung. She takes him outside and reminds him that they have a university photo shoot the next day. She also asks for his phone number, which he gives her. As Dae-woon starts leaving, Hae-sung gently stops her and asks her to spend some time with him. During their conversation, he reveals that he has decided to join Ming's volleyball team because they desperately need a setter and kept chasing him every day. Dae-woon apologizes for forcing him to watch the volleyball match earlier. Hae-sung smiles, pats her head, and says it is fine because he understands why she did it. His warm behavior surprises Dae-woon. He then explains that since they all belong to the same university now, he cannot keep watching the team lose. Hearing this, Dae-woon feels relieved. The next morning, Dae-woon arrives dressed for the university photo shoot. Ming again cannot tell if she is Dae-woon or Lily. Before anyone answers, Hae-sung arrives and confidently identifies her as Dae-woon, shocking everyone. Hae-sung takes her for the photo shoot, and Ming feels unexpectedly jealous. For the first time, he notices how beautiful Dae-woon is, while his friends tease him. During the shoot, Dae-woon is nervous, but Hae-sung stays close and helps her relax. Eventually, the shoot goes perfectly. Ming, unable to stand seeing them together, confronts Hae-sung and asks if Dae-woon is really not his girlfriend. When Hae-sung says they are just friends, Ming immediately declares Dae-woon is his and walks to her, shocking both of them. Ming again insists Dae-woon is his girlfriend and takes her away. At lunch, Dae-woon is disappointed by his messy eating habit, breaking her ideal image of him. Ming saves his number in her phone and says he will only call at night due to practice, then leave. Dae-woon feels confused about the relationship, and stress affects her health. At college, Hae-sung's fangirls trouble her again, and seeing Hae-sung, she faints. Hae-sung carries her to the hospital. When she wakes up, the doctor jokingly calls Hae-sung her boyfriend, leaving her shocked. Hae-sung takes her home later. On the way, she worries about her missing phone, but he reassures her it is safe. At her house, he gently says she is special to him, leaving her speechless. Inside, Dae-woon tells Lily she is dating someone. Lily guesses Hae-sung, but Dae-woon says it is Ming. Lily advises her to confess her feelings for Hae-sung before it is too late. Meanwhile, Ming calls Dae-woon, but Hae-sung's fangirl answers and reveals everything happening between them. The next day, Ming thanks Hae-sung for helping his girlfriend and tells him to contact him if needed. Hae-sung stays silent. Ming then meets Dae-woon, returns her belongings, and asks if she is uncomfortable with him. She lies that everything is fine. Ming happily believes she is happy with him. Dae-woon returns to class pretending everything is normal, but Hae-sung notices her changed behavior. The coach announces an upcoming volleyball competition, and the team begins preparing. After practice, Ming admires Hae-sung's car. Hae-sung then tells him to take care of Dae-woon. Ming suddenly asks if Hae-sung likes her too. Hae-sung is shocked, but Ming laughs and says it was a joke, adding that Dae-woon does not suit Hae-sung's world anyway. Ming tells Hae-sung that he usually dates famous girls, but Dae-woon is different. She has become more beautiful, and since she is his first love, he promises never to leave her. Hearing this, Hae-sung feels upset. Meanwhile, Daewon is distracted during cheerleading practice due to confusion between Haesung and Ming and gets scolded by her senior. Later, Ming gives Daewon a box with 2 rings. He makes her wear one and puts the other on himself, calling them couple rings and declaring her his girlfriend. Daewon stays silent. When he drops her home, Ming asks for a kiss, but she refuses. He says he will wait and leave. Soon after, Ming learns his best friend is dating Woo Bin and is shocked. They end up drinking together. Ming proudly shows the ring, saying Daewon is his girlfriend. Woo Bin warns him to step away before getting hurt, making him angry. Meanwhile, Haesung's fangirls gather and secretly plan trouble. They call Ming, falsely telling him Daewon is with Haesung. Then they call Daewon, lying that Ming and Haesung are fighting badly. Chaos begins. At the same time, Haesung leaves a birthday dinner with his father after another argument about volleyball. A teacher later catches the girls for using fake IDs, and they run away. Ming and Daewon separately rush to the restaurant. Daewon immediately asks about Haesung, which hurts Ming. Then Haesung arrives, shocking both. All 3 realize they were tricked. Ming says he was told Daewon and Haesung were together, while Daewon was told they were fighting. Haesung stays silent and leaves, ignoring Ming. Angry, Ming punches a board and injures his hand. Daewon panics, and Haesung stops his car after hearing her scream. At the hospital, the doctor says Ming's injury is minor. Daewon checks on him, which makes Haesung uncomfortable, so he leaves. Daewon returns home and dating someone else, surprising her. Meanwhile, the coach makes Haesung captain after seeing Ming's injury. At college, Ming asks Daewon out for a movie, but she refuses. During lunch, Ming removes his bandage, revealing his injury was fake. Haesung also appears and confronts him, then leaves angrily. Ming again asks what Haesung saw at the restaurant. Haesung throws his phone at him and leaves. Ming checks the messages and realizes both were tricked by fake tech. He goes silent. Later, he sends Daewon a fake confession message from Haesung's phone. She immediately realizes it is fake, shocking Ming, who understands she knows Haesung too well. Ming then thanks Haesung, thinking he helped him meet Daewon, and returns his phone. Haesung is confused. Later, Ming goes to Daewon's house. Mistaking her twin Lily for Daewon, he kisses her. Lily responds, and just then Daewon arrives and sees everything. Seeing them together, Daewon is shocked. Ming quickly realizes the girl is not Daewon but her twin Lily. He pushes her away and tries to explain it was a misunderstanding, but Daewon stays silent. Later, Ming lies on the ground in shock, then suddenly screams and runs off, leaving everyone including Haesung confused. After gathering courage, Ming meets Daewon, surprised that she is acting completely normal. He asks why she is not angry like a typical girlfriend. Daewon calmly asks why she should be angry. She then notices his healed hand and no bandage. Ming confesses he faked his injury so Haesung could become captain and stay away from her, allowing him more time with her. Daewon is shocked but forgives him. Overjoyed, Ming asks her for a movie date, and she agrees. Deep down, Daewon decides to focus on Ming and forget Haesung. After the date, Ming drops her home. Her mother jokingly asks about both Ming and Haesung and suggests choosing between them, embarrassing Daewon. Next day, Ming is extremely happy and behaves wildly. His friends joke that Daewon has changed him. At college, Daewon sees Haesung surrounded by fangirls and feels insecure. Lost in thought, she almost ignores Ming, but he stops her and notices her strange mood. Later, Ming discusses it with Woo Bin and his friend. Woo Bin insists Daewon is still upset, but Ming ignores it and stays hopeful about their relationship. Meanwhile, Daewon remains unhappy. Haesung watches from afar and realizes she is only trying to make Ming happy. Seeing them together, Haesung regrets not confessing earlier and feels he lost her. Soon, Haesung is called to the office and informed he is being removed from college due to his father's decision. Despite pleading, nothing changes. He confronts his coach, questioning why his life is controlled by his father. The coach pretends to support him, but is secretly working with his father. A teacher gets angry at the unfair decision. By mistake, Daewon receives Haesung's withdrawal form and learns he is leaving college. She immediately calls him and insists on meeting right away. At campus, she hugs him tightly and confesses her feelings in tears. Haesung is shocked. At that moment, Ming arrives and sees them together. All 3 freeze as Haesung and Ming stare at each other angrily. Haesung protects Daewon, pulling her behind him. Ming tries to pull her away, but Haesung refuses. Ming angrily reminds him that Daewon is his girlfriend. Daewon explains it was her initiative, but Ming tells her to stay out of it. Daewon stops the fight and asks Ming to talk alone. Inside the car, she apologizes and admits she loves Hae-sung. Heartbroken, Ming asks how she realized it. She says learning Hae-sung was leaving made her realize she could not live without him. Ming is shocked, especially hearing Hae-sung is leaving. Meanwhile, Hae-sung confronts his father, who says he canceled his admission so Hae-sung can focus on volleyball. Hae-sung finally snaps, saying he wants his own life beyond volleyball and refuses to be controlled anymore. His dad stays silent and does not respond. Ming drops Daewon home. When her mother hears her boyfriend is visiting, she invites him for dinner. Ming eats happily, and when asked why he likes Daewon, he says she is beautiful, kind, and perfect for him. Her mother jokes that he only likes her for her looks and then mentions her twin sister Lily, asking what if he confused them. Ming instantly remembers accidentally kissing Lily, thinking she was Daewon, and becomes nervous. Later, Daewon takes him to her room, where he keeps confusing her things with Lily's things, proving he still cannot tell them apart. Outside, Ming seriously tells Daewon that Hae-sung is better for her since he cannot even distinguish her from her sister. He says he will try to move on for her happiness, then leaves sadly while she watches. Ming then meets Hae-sung and says, "You won, I lost, but I do not want to lose in competition." He explains he will move on from Daewon but reminds Hae-sung that he stole his girlfriend. Hae-sung just laughs and calls them friends, shocking Ming. Later, Hae-sung visits Daewon's house and catches her as she almost falls. He tells her he is not leaving college anymore, making her happy. Her mother invites him in and asks why he likes Daewon. Hae-sung says she makes him feel peaceful and happy, and that he loves everything about her. Her mother is impressed. Daewon then tests him with an item. Unlike Ming, Hae-sung instantly recognizes it as hers. He hugs her and apologizes for delaying his confession. Hae-sung later receives Ming's message, "Do not let me see you with Daewon until competition ends." He just smiles. The volleyball tournament begins, but their team loses the first round badly. During lunch, players argue and blame Hae-sung, while others defend him. The fight escalates. Hae-sung says he will leave if they have a problem with him, but Ming stops him. The coach scolds everyone. Outside, the same players apologize, but Hae-sung says they should apologize to themselves for not trying properly. This starts another argument. The cheerleading captain jokes about the chaos, angering Ming. He then suddenly shouts at Daewon, asking why she is standing with them. Daewon stays silent. Later, Daewon goes on a date with Hae-sung and says she believes he will win. He agrees confidently. Fangirls spot him, so he hides Daewon and runs away holding her hand. Jinha and Wang see this and worry about Ming. Hae-sung buys caps and glasses so they can disguise themselves and continue their date. But Ming's friend spots them and assumes Daewon is cheating. Meanwhile, Ming works quietly, still hurt. Hae-sung then kisses Daewon, her first kiss. She is nervous, but kisses him back. Ming's friend sees this, but hides it from Ming. Ming's friends believe Daewon cheated, but Ming already knows and stays silent. During practice, Ming criticizes his friend for poor performance. His friend hints at the situation, but Ming does not understand. Others stay silent to avoid affecting the tournament. At lunch, Ming asks Daewon if she is still upset. She says no, and he leaves happy, while his friend gets more frustrated. Ming changes the lineup, giving juniors main role. Seniors get angry, and a fight breaks out. The coach refuses changes, disappointing both Ming and Hae-sung. Next day, fans and teachers arrive, and Daewon cheers from the stand. But the team loses the first round due to mistake, leaving everyone worried. The coach explains why Ming wanted to change team position. After hearing the reason, the senior players feel guilty. The coach then gives Ming full control of the lineup. He immediately restructures the team, placing talented juniors in key positions. When the match begins, the new strategy works perfectly. The team performs brilliantly, wins all rounds, and becomes champions for the first time. Ming and Wang are overjoyed, and even teachers and fangirls are shocked by the victory. After the match, Moobin suddenly enters the changing room. The boys panic, but she calmly says she only came to bandage her boyfriend's shoulder. She gently treats him, and everyone starts teasing the couple. When another player jokingly asks her to bandage him too, she smacks him and leaves. Moobin and her boyfriend leave, but his scissors accidentally fall. Hae-sung's fangirl picks them up. Later, Moobin and her boyfriend wrongly assume Daewon cheated on Ming and get angry. Moobin rushes to attack Daewon, but Hae-sung stops her. At the same time, the fangirl tries to stab Daewon with the scissors. Hae-sung protects her and gets seriously injured in his hand. He is rushed to the hospital. The doctor warns that without immediate surgery, Hae-sung may never play volleyball again. His mother breaks down, and Dae-woon blames herself while Ming tries to comfort her. Hae-sung refuses surgery, believing his father cares more about volleyball than him. His father, devastated, begs the doctor to convince him, shocking Dae-woon. Dae-woon finds Hae-sung and his father crying. She helps Hae-sung understand that his father truly loves him, just expresses it differently. Realizing the truth, Hae-sung agrees to the surgery and promises to return to volleyball. His parents are happy but tell him not to feel forced. Hae-sung confirms it is his own decision. Before surgery, Hae-sung tells Dae-woon he will be in recovery for 2 months, and they will not meet. Dae-woon promises to wait for him. 2 months later, Dae-woon sits with Ming, admitting she misses Hae-sung. Ming asks about her ring, and she says her sister still has it. He tells her to get it back. Dae-woon says she knows where Hae-sung is, but cannot visit him herself. Ming reassures her that Hae-sung will return soon. Later, Ming secretly visits Hae-sung in the hospital. They talk casually, and Ming tells him Dae-woon misses him deeply and blames herself. Meanwhile, Dae-woon cries while telling her senior how much she misses Hae-sung. Suddenly, Hae-sung appears and sits beside her. Shocked, she hugs him. They reunite emotionally, and Hae-sung apologizes before kissing her. The National University Championship begins again. In the first round, Ming's team performs poorly and loses badly. Some blame Hae-sung's absence, but the coach shuts down the argument. Just then, Hae-sung returns. The team is overjoyed and gains confidence again. Fans and players cheer loudly when he enters, but he only looks for Dae-woon. Dae-woon arrives, and they smile at each other. She says, "Finally, you are back." With this emotional reunion, in the final match, the team regains strength, wins the championship, and celebrates their long-awaited victory together. Back at the university, Ming keeps interfering between Dae-woon and Hae-sung because he cannot stand their closeness. Soon, everyone teases him for being jealous. He denies it but gets annoyed and sits aside. Later, when Dae-woon and Hae-sung go for a walk, Ming suddenly joins them again. When Hae-sung asks about his car, Ming dramatically says his second-hand car keeps breaking, so they reluctantly take him along. At a restaurant, Ming keeps interrupting their meal, but both start ignoring him completely, leaving him frustrated. After dinner, they drop Dae-woon home. Ming then drags Hae-sung to his dorm where his friends are eating, and Hae-sung surprisingly fits in easily, shocking everyone. Next day, Hae-sung and Dae-woon are followed by a reporter. At a restaurant, Hae-sung notices him. Reporter Kim apologizes, but Dae-woon denies dating rumors while Hae-sung confidently calls her his girlfriend. The reporter gets excited and takes photos. Outside, reporters surround them. Hae-sung protects Dae-woon and takes her away. Even in a taxi, he proudly confirms their relationship, leaving Dae-woon nervous. That night, Dae-woon's mother teases her about the news, shocking her. Next day, reporters question Hae-sung during practice, but he tells them to focus on the semifinals instead. At college, Dae-woon's teacher questions her about rumors, but Hae-sung arrives and the teacher stays silent. Later, Wang takes Dae-woon away, and the teacher realizes she is Hae-sung's girlfriend. The semifinal match begins against Woo Bin's team. Ming's team performs strongly. Woo Bin cheers for her boyfriend, but teammates silence her. During break, Ming interrupts Dae-woon and Hae-sung again by taking water and a towel, unable to tolerate their closeness. In the end, Ming's team wins the semifinal with a powerful shot. Afterward, Ming still tries to interrupt Dae-woon and Hae-sung, but Hae-sung humorously throws him aside. Dae-woon then asks Hae-sung for one wish if he wins the final. He agrees. Before the national final, Woo Bin secretly supports Ming's team. A girl who once injured Hae-sung apologizes, and he calmly forgives her. The final begins against a 3-time champion team. Ming's team struggles at first, but gradually catches up. In the final moment, Ming scores the winning shot, and they win the national championship. Everyone celebrates emotionally. Judges praise Hae-sung and Ming, even correcting Gorilla to Ming. Ming gives a speech calling the team family and becomes famous. At the celebration, Hae-sung and Dae-woon leave for a romantic drive, but Ming arrives drunk again. Hae-sung pushes him out, wanting alone time, which angers Ming. Later at the party, chaos breaks out. Lily argues with Ming over a ring, leading to a heated fight with a senior girl that even the coach cannot stop. Meanwhile, Hae-sung asks Dae-woon her wish. She says she wants a private beach date. He agrees happily, and they leave. At the beach, they enjoy their time, but Ming and Lily suddenly appear. Lily reveals she proposed to Ming first. They all realize both couples came for the same idea. Then Hae-sung says, "Wait a minute, if Ming is here, then who is giving the interview to media from our team side?" Ming laughs and says, "You cannot fool me. the interview is at 2 o'clock, not 10 o'clock. Then Daewoo checks her phone and says, no, it is 10 o'clock. Hearing this, Ming gets scared and runs away in a hurry. But when Lily checks the time, it was actually 2 o'clock, which means Haesung and Daewoo together